Children, as I said you that I'll explain you the monohybrid cross in the video. Here I come with this. This video is divided into two parts because the resolution is not supporting to send as a video. So monohybrid cross is also called as law of inheritance. Inheritance means how the characters will inherited from the parents to the offsprings. How the characters will share. By this crossing over we can see. Monohybrid cross is nothing but the cross between the one pair of characters. Mono means one. Okay, hybrid means crossing between two varieties. So a pair of characters crossing together is called as a monohybrid cross. So in this monohybrid cross, we can see that the Mendel took two plants, tall plant and a short plant. Tall as a dominant, short as a recessive plant. Also the tall as a male. It is a symbol of a male and this is a symbol of a female. So the male and female. So here we can see this is a male flower and this is a female flower. Unisexual flowers. Both are unisexual flowers. So there is a pollination. This is a cross pollination. A cross pollination between the tall plant and a short plant. When he crossed, these are called as parent genes. Okay, parental characters or the parental genes. When they cross, we get the capital T and small t. It is a bisexual flower. By crossing unisexual flowers, male and female, we get a bisexual flower, that is due to the cross pollination, and this is called as a hybrid tall plant. See, pure tall plant is a capital T. Pure short plant is a small t. So when they cross together, we got a hybrid tall plant. Also we can call it as a heterozygous tall plant, or also simply we can call it as a tall plant. So when parents are crossed between, by the crossing between the parents, we get a F1 generation, first generation. The first generation is a hybrid tall plant. So here we can see the characters are combining together and giving a new plant. Okay, so this is up to F1 generation. Let us see the F2 generation in the next video. So after F1 generation, this F1 generation is self-pollinated into F2 generation. So in self-pollination, male gametes and a female, androecium and gynoecium. Same characters will be there in bisexual flower. Capital T small t like this is, and capital T small t in gynoecium. When they cross, always first we have to take a capital letters to show, next small letters. This line is common for this rows and this line is common for this. Okay, capital T, it is a tall plant, capital T small t, next capital T small t, next small t. So here we can see three tall plants physically, phenotypically, and one short plant. So the phenotypic ratio is 3:1. Okay, next three tall plants, that means 75% tall plants we got in F2 generation and 25% dwarf plants we got. So we can show the genotypic ratio. See here, genotype means genetically we will see. It is a pure tall plant and this is a hybrid tall plant. This is a hybrid tall and this is a short plant. So here in genotypic ratio, one tall plant 1:2, two hybrid tall plants 2, and 2:1, one short plant. So the genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross is 1:2:1. So percentage is 25% tall plants, pure tall plants, 50% hybrid tall plants and 25% short plants. So by getting a continuous characters, the tall gave a more percentage in a result. So it will be taken as a dominant character and the short will be taken as a recessive character. Children, I made it fast because the video is not supporting. Up to now I make 3 videos but they didn't send. So that's why I make it very short and I send it. Take care. Hope you understood. If you have a doubts, you can make a message. Okay. Children, how are you all? Hope all are doing good. Yes. So today I came with the class that as the continuation of previous class. Previous class we discussed about the monohybrid cross which was proposed by the father of genetics, that is Gregory John Mendel. Now today we will discuss about the dihybrid cross. In the monohybrid cross we studied that how the traits will transfer from the parents to offsprings, or how the traits will be shared, or what are the dominant characters, how the dominant characters and the recessive characters will be decided by the Mendel. So these all the concepts we discussed in the previous class. Now let us see dihybrid cross. Di means two. Okay, hybridization means crossing over between the two components, two organisms, two varieties. So dihybrid cross will see two pairs of characters, that means four totally. Pair means two characters, that means two pairs means four characters. Here focusing on the two pairs of the characters and making the crossing over between them is called as a dihybrid cross. This dihybrid cross is also called as the law of independent assortment. So coming to here, in the dihybrid cross we used to take four characters. Round are shown. Round is a dominant character and yellow is a dominant character. Round is a shape and yellow is the color. For the round another shape is a wrinkle, and for the yellow another color is a green. As what the characters we took, the capital letters, the same small letters we have to take in order to lose the confusion. So otherwise if you take a different characters, it will be give us somewhat a confusion and we may not be understand it well. Okay, so these are the four characters which was taken in the dihybrid cross, and in the dihybrid cross these are the parent generations: capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y, small r, small r, small y and small y. These are the parent gametes. When they crossed over, the R is crossed with the R, small r, capital Y is crossed with the small y. We got a capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Only we will mention the character of the capital letters. So we got in the F1 generation, that is a hybrid yellow, round yellow, or a hybrid round yellow. After cross pollination, in the F1 generation we got the cross pollination, and this is the self pollination. In the self pollination we will take the capital letters first, capital R and capital Y, at the last small r and small y. In the middle, if the R is capital letter and the Y will be small, if the Y is a capital and the R will be small. These are the four characters. Coming to this side, the same, because androecium and gynoecium of the same flower, same characters. So as we studied in the monohybrid cross, the same thing will be repeat here. First capital letters we have to write cross, and next small letters. See, capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. Okay, next capital R, here is a capital Y, here is the small y, and capital R, small r, and capital Y, and it is a capital R, small capital R and small y. The same manner, these letters will be common to all these lines, and these letters will be common to all these lines. But in this manner we have to make the crossing over. See here, capital Y and small r is here. See, this is a capital R and it is a small r, and it is a capital Y, and here also capital Y. So by making all these, we can make define basing on the characters, basing on the capital letters will define the character. R means round, Y means yellow, so the character is round and yellow. Here capital R and capital Y is there, round and yellow. Some places we can see here two small y's are there, yes or no? Capital R and two small y. Y means green, no? Round and green. Here you see capital R and small y, R, small r. Here Y means yellow and it is a wrinkle. So in this manner we used to define the characters. This is the first character what we got nearly, and second character I gave the number 2, for the third character I gave number 3, and fourth character I gave the number 4. The next one is, as we define the characters basing on these letters, if you see capital round yellow we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So round yellow is a 9, and round and green second character 1, 2 and 3. 3 characters round green, and yellow wrinkle 3 characters, yellow and wrinkle, these 3 characters, and the last one is a small r and small y, wrinkle and green. So these are the characters we used to produce. As we took two dominant characters and two recessive characters, dihybrid cross, individually we got the four characters, individual characters. Four characters became the dominant. So we can write the phenotypic ratio as a 9:3:3:1. Genotypic ratio is not needed, just for your understand. 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1 is the phenotypic ratio. Children, here we have to see law of independent assortment means nothing but here each and every character at any point of time it will become as a dominant. See, small r and small y we took as a recessive character. This is a male and this is the female, male and a female, and this is the dominant characters and this is the recessive characters. So even the recessive characters at one point of a time they will become as a dominant. That means in a pair of a characters, each and every character itself it becomes as a dominant. This condition is called as a law of dominance. So here each and every character, as the character we took as a recessive character also became a dominant at one point of a time. So in this condition is called as law of independent. That means every character independently they will be assorted. Assorted means becomes as a dominant. That is called as a law of dominance. With the video, children, here the process of sex determination. The human body consists of 23 pairs of chromosomes. In 23 pairs, 22 pairs of chromosomes are autosomes, which are responsible for the growth of the body, and one pair of chromosomes are the allosomes. Allosomes, or we can call them as a sex chromosomes, which participate in the process of reproduction. Always we will see the two types of cell division will take place in the body, that is mitotic cell division and meiotic cell division. So the mitotic cell division is nothing but doubling of the cell, which helps to growth of the cell, which can takes place in the somatic cells. In meiotic cell division we will see only in sex cells during the process of reproduction. It is also called as reduction division. Reduction, generally when mitotic division is taking place, during that one cell divides into 2, 2 divides into 4, 4 divides into 8, 8 into 16. Like that the cells will be divided. But in case of meiotic division, only when the cell is divided, the sharing of chromosomes will be takes place. Sharing of chromosomes means the male consists of X chromosomes and the female consists of Y chromosomes. Here we can see the male contains the XY chromosomes and female consists of XX chromosomes. These are the sex chromosomes. So the male and female, these are the parents, the gametes, these are the sperms, and this is the ovum. Gonads are the reproductive gametes. So they produce XY chromosomes in the male, and they produce in the female ovum produce XX chromosome. If the male release Y chromosome, always the female secrete only a X chromosome. So that is called forms the baby boy. If the male release a X chromosome and a female release a X chromosome, both are combined together and form a girl. That means here the male not releasing at the same time XY or a female releasing XX. Either one chromosome from the male and one chromosome from the female. That means the number of chromosomes are reducing. That's why the meiotic division is called as a reduction division or a meiotic division. Mitotic division and meiotic division. So meiotic division is takes place only at the time of fertilization to half of the chromosomes and maintain the constant number of chromosomes in the human being. If meiotic division is not taking place, it will be the number of chromosomes will increase. Okay children.